This is the leading theory on the next iPhone. Upon close inspection, you can see that it has some striking similarities with the current iPhone 14 models. So based off the renders, it appears the next iPhone isn't going to be a huge upgrade, but rather more of a spec bump kind of a year. But I have to say, I think viewing the next iPhone as unimportant or boring is completely wrong. To me, this next iPhone, with its cumulative upgrades, is finally good enough to convince me, a longtime Android user, to finally buy an iPhone again. I know when I buy a phone, I'm not loyal to any specific company like Google or Apple. I just want to buy the best device in the market at that specific time. And come this September, I think for the first time in years, the iPhone is going to be that device. Starting with the basics, the iPhone 15 is set to launch on its usual time slot in September 2023. Prices are projected to be similar at a beginning price of $799 for the base model and $100 additional for the Plus model. And in the same vein, pricing for the Pro model should remain consistent at $1,000 plus an extra $100 for the Pro Max. In terms of sizing, the Plus is going to have the same display size at 6.7 inches, but the base model might see a rather insignificant bump from 6.1 inches to 6.2 inch display. The more meaningful display news here is the trickle down of the dynamic island to all iPhone 15 models, replacing the old notch design. This feature has been received pretty well, but honestly, no screen obstruction would be the best choice in my opinion. Unfortunately, the dynamic fast refresh rate called ProMotion is not rumored to filter down to the non-Pro models. Might have to wait another year for that to happen. Based off of the leaked information, it also seems increasingly likely that the Pro models will have a slightly different design this year. It's going to come in the form of slightly slimmer bezels, a more rounded edge, and most interestingly of all, a switch from aluminum frames to titanium frames. So strictly in terms of aesthetics, the difference should be pretty minimal and honestly difficult to even detect. But the titanium frame should definitely increase the durability of the handset, mostly in terms of scratch and dents, which all phones inevitably acquire. Okay, so that was all of the smaller details, important but smaller details. But now we're getting into the features that really set the iPhone apart from other handsets, beginning with its camera system. So as you know, the iPhone 14 Pro saw a big bump in megapixel count. I think it used to be around 12 megapixels, and with the 14 Pro, it went all the way up to 48 megapixels. And this year with the iPhone 15, this higher megapixel count should trickle down to all the models. There's also talk of a quote-unquote state-of-the-art Sony image sensor, but this still remains to be seen. The bigger news, however, is the addition of an ultra-zoom lens called Periscope that will be exclusive to the top Pro Max model. But generally speaking, Apple really knows what they're doing when it comes to both the camera hardware and software in their phones, and with this modest bump, they should be able to maintain their leading position within the market for at least another year. Now, the processor is easily the single most important component of any device, and here Apple has been separating themselves from Android devices for a long time at this point. They use their own A-series in-house processors versus Snapdragon chips that most other phones use. And I credit these chips with the great customer experience that Apple devices are known to deliver. The combination of working closely together with TSMC, the manufacturer of these chips, as well as their very highly optimized software, these chips are just better than what you can find in Android devices. In fact, this has been so successful that they expanded this to all of their Macs using the M processors instead of Intel chips. So this year, the iPhone 15 Pro models will get the brand new A17 chip. This is going to be the first 3nm chip offering faster performance and up to 35% greater power efficiency. And following with last year's iPhone 14 trend, the non-Pro models will most likely receive an upgraded A16 chip. Still very capable, but a little bit less exciting. And finally, all iPhone 15 models, possibly due to the recent EU ruling, will be equipped with USB Type-C ports. This will bring with it the option for faster charging, more capable data transfer speeds, but most importantly, cross-compatibility with every other device you already own. USB-C integration, it might seem like a small thing, but it is one of these features I've been waiting to see on the iPhone. My iPad already charges via USB Type-C, my Android phone, even my headphones all charge via Type-C. And the thought of having to buy and carry around a separate charger just for my phone is ludicrous to me. But luckily, this is finally going to be rectified with the iPhone 15. And that's all we think we know about the next upcoming iPhone. On the surface, it doesn't seem like a huge upgrade, but I think the iPhone 15 will finally offer enough to make me buy my first iPhone in over 20 years. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed and you're still watching, I appreciate a like before we go, and I'll see you guys in the next one.